Nisse, Chapter 7, Investigations. Annalisa was thrilled to hear all about an English Christmas. There were some things that were just the same as in Denmark, but there were many things that were completely different. She wrote everything she learnt in a small, red, furry notebook so she wouldn't forget any of it. They talked about English Christmas traditions. They talked so much that Bruno forgot all about not having his telly because he was having so much fun thinking about Christmas. It was great to have someone to talk to. Bruno would set to work on the dirty dishes, but by the time he had washed up the first plate, everything else was mysteriously clean and on the drying rack. Every time he heard a little voice spelling out W-A-S-H-U-B and then a gentle ping, he would look around, but there was no one else there. Even so, he always said a quiet "Thank you," as he knew who it was that had helped him out. Mrs. Watson's hair went back to normal. She had taken to wearing a big woolly hat everywhere she went, even at work. She told everyone that she was feeling the cold and was trying to prevent herself from getting a chill. Bruno told Annalisa about Christmas lights, Christmas trees and advent calendars. They agreed that the best calendars were the ones with chocolate in. Bruno liked his too much to let Annalisa have any of the chocolates, though. "That's not friendly, Mr. Bruno. Just one joggy-walkie," she pleaded. "They're my chocolates, Annalisa. They're for me," came the reply from Bruno. What really interested her were the English traditions that were completely different from those she was used to. She had never heard of leaving a carrot out for Rudolph, which she thought was a really great idea. She learnt all about the Christmas food that people have in England, and she was determined to try some in the next couple of weeks. She especially liked the sound of mince pies. Bruno also told her about pantomimes, where there is lots of singing and dancing and people being silly and men dressing up as women and girls dressing up as boys to tell a famous fairy tale like Cinderella or Aladdin. "We go to pantomime, yes?" she asked Bruno. "Unlikely. Mum's not said anything, so probably not this year." "Oh, but please, this is my only chance. I can fit in your pocket and see from there. It would be a big favour. Will you not ask, please?" "Suppose I can ask. We have been to a few different ones. I'd like to go. It was great last time. I went with Mum and Dad. It was Dick Whittington and they ended up going on adventures, travelling to Morocco and finding a camel called Mustafa and then going back to London because he heard the bells talking to him." "Bells talking to him?" "Yeah, they said, 'Turn again, Whittington, Lord Mayor of London.'" "So he becomes the Mayor of London because some bells tell him this? That sounds completely silly, though." "Go ask your mum now, but ask in polite way, yes?" Bruno did ask his mum, and he was polite. She was reluctant at first as it was quite expensive to go, but when she saw how much he wanted to go and impressed that he was asking so nicely, she said she would see. Bruno knew this usually meant no, but he hoped that this time it meant yes. "Many thank yous for asking, Mr. Bruno," said Annalisa. "It is much nice of you." It's not just for you. I want to go too. I'd completely forgotten about pantos until we started talking about them. Actually, I'd forgotten a lot of cool things about Christmas. We haven't even talked much about the most important bit of Christmas. "Now this is very interesting, because maybe it is the same in every country. What is most tell you in the morning. Time to go to school.